I just went to a bachelorette party last weekend. That was so fun. It really was absolutely lovely. And God bless my girlfriend, because she said to me when she invited me, she goes, I know you hate these things, so you don't have to go if you don't want to. That's how you know you got a good friend. But I wanted to go because I love her. And anyway, had the best time, except for two things that happened that were banana cakes. One made me the happiest person on the planet. The other made me the crankiest person on the planet. So I am a vegetarian. So I ordered myself some Postmates. And I knew there was a house of like 20-year-old chicks next to us. We were the 40-year-old chicks. They were the 20-year-old chicks. And I'm tracking this shit because I'm starving at this point. And I see that Javier has dropped it off. And I go to the front door and it's not there. And I immediately knew. I'm like, it got delivered to the wrong house. So I call Javier, you are a gem. You are a prince among men. He literally was like, ma'am, except you called me ma'am. If you ever see me IRL, don't call me ma'am. Call me Corky, lady. Please don't call me ma'am ever. He was like, ma'am, do you want me to come back? Like, I'll help you. I'm like, no, Javier, no, go live your life. Like, you're so sweet. But let me just ask you a question. When you dropped off the food, he's like, someone answered the door. I go, okay, was it 20-year-old girls or 40-year-old girls? And he was like, oh, 20-year-old girls, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, I know I'm 40, and it's also not an insult to be 40. And that's another rant for another day. I said, thank you so much. Hang up the phone, go. And I calmly first ring the doorbell. Nobody answers. I wait the perfunctory amount of time. I ring it again. Nobody answers. So then I start knocking. Nobody answers. So now I just start laying on this button. I'm banging on this door, okay? I know these broads are inside. I can hear them. I saw them over the fence in our backyard. So now, oh my God, as I'm saying this, I'm like getting hot. My blood is boiling. So now I'm thinking to myself, oh, you have fucked with the wrong person. I basically like climb over the fence and I see all these chicks in the backyard and I'm like, you have my Postmates. And finally they start, it's like I flashed a flashlight on a bunch of rats and they all start scurrying and they get this one, like, what? Huh? Who? And I'm like, right here. The home improvement neighbors here. Although you guys are too young to know what that reference means, I'm telling you, someone has my Postmates. So they send some girl out who like clearly just got out of the shower or was pretending to just get out of the shower. She's like, hi. I'm like, hi, you have my Postmates. And she's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. He just knocked on the door. I'm like, his name is Javier, okay? And she's like, he just knocked on our door and said, I have a delivery for Courtney and there's a Courtney staying in the house. So we just took it. And I was like, right. But Courtney knows she didn't order a vegan sandwich with a vegan Caesar with extra vegan dressing with no chickpeas on the salad. So I'm a little unclear as to why she would receive this vegan gift from the Postmates gods. And she's like, I know, but we're leaving tomorrow. I'm like, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? You have like my food. And she goes, also, I'm Courtney. I'm like, what? Why would you pretend that? Like, just say I stole your food, okay? And I've already eaten it, or else I would give it back to you. We're in an area where there's literally two houses filled with people, theirs and ours. So clearly, you know it doesn't belong to you. You heard the doorbell. You heard me banging on the door. You know it's not yours. She's like, I'll Venmo you for it. I'm like, I don't want your blood money, Courtney. Okay, I can't even believe I share a name with you. I was like, they're gonna refund me, so I don't want your money. I'm like, but you really shouldn't have done that. And she's like, I know, but I just got out of the shower. I'm like, again, that has nothing to do with why you stole my food. I'm like, do you want to tell me you have webbed toes as well? I said, here's the deal. I appreciate your honesty, but I'm just going to tell you what your parents would tell you. I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed. I got off the chair and, oh yeah, because I was standing on a chair that I had like leaned against the fence so that I could get my point across. And I did. Either she learned her lesson or someday someone's going to steal her Postmates and she'll learn her lesson that way. Either way, this is a PSA for everyone who's watching this. If that happens to you, don't fucking just eat it right away. Just like try to be a person and think, wow, if I ordered this, would I want someone else to eat it? Or should I maybe try and find the fucking rightful owner of this vegan sandwich? Okay. I leave you with that moral question to answer. Okay, the second thing was the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. Okay. And like I've been on Oprah's favorite things list. So we're out to dinner at this hibachi restaurant. It's me and like 13 other girls. So it's a big group of us. We're getting in like carload by carload. So I get in there and we go up to the host stand and say, hey, party of 15 for 5 o'clock. And the girl's like, right, we can't seat you until everyone's here. And if you're not here by 5:10, we will immediately relinquish your reservation. And I was like, okay. And now I'm texting everyone feverishly, like in the party, you got to get here. We have 3 minutes. The countdown's on. Finally, I see the last group of girls. It's 5:09. I see them walking down the railway and I run over to the hostess and I'm like, that's them. That's the rest of our party. It's 5:09. We're here. And she has the balls to look at me and go, okay, great. We will seat you when we get a chance. I'm sorry. When I walked in this restaurant, you took a grenade. You're looking me eyeball to eyeball. You pulled that fucking pin and tossed it down my pants. And you were like, if they're not all here in 8 minutes, that shit's gonna blow up your vagina, lady. Do you know, we're in Palm Springs at a hibachi restaurant. This isn't the correspondence dinner. I'm not at the Met Gala. Simmer and settle, Colleen, okay? Like you are out of fucking line right now. Anyway, we get to our table. The room is just us, okay? It's 15 girls. It's intimate at this moment, right? Because there aren't other people there. And all of a sudden, the chef walks in and he's got this, what I thought it was his bag of knives. And he's on his phone and he's like scrolling. And I'm thinking to myself, this is so unprofessional. I cannot believe the chef has his phone and he's on it. And he's scrolling, hasn't acknowledged any of us. He puts what I think is the bag down and someone leans over to me and they're like, is that a speaker? And then all of a sudden, he says, hi, I'm the head chef here at this restaurant, and I've got a little surprise for you. And he hits play to a karaoke version of Unchained Melody on his phone and proceeds to sing what I now know is the longest song ever written, okay? It's somewhere in between 4 hours and eternity. That's how long this song lasts. This man is fully committed, except for the fact that he doesn't know the fucking song by heart. So he's literally looking at a song. I have footage of this, so we can cut it in there. But we have to block out his face because I'm not trying to ruin this man's life. But he hits the falsetto notes. He hits everything. And he has a decent voice, but like, this is so awkward. I can't even begin to tell you. We didn't ask for this. Like, this should be an option when you're making a reservation. Like, when you get an Uber and it's like, oh, do you want to talk or do you not want to talk? Do you want it cool or warm? Would you like a singing chef at your dinner or not? I'm going to say no. So after he hits the falsetto, and by the way, if you're not familiar with Unchained Melody, it's the fucking song from Ghost where they're naked and they're doing the clay. And then when he dies, they come back and do the Ghost version of the naked clay. Like, this is so awkward. I don't fucking want to be having this moment with the singing chef, okay? So he does this whole thing. We applaud because we're decent human beings. Woo! I think that was probably me giving him a woo! And he's like, what do you think? And I just go, it's a yes for me, dog. You're going to Hollywood. And everyone laughs. And he goes, yeah, I auditioned for AGT. And I just thought, here we go. Out of 1,000 people, I made it to 100. And I was like, okay, great. And then he goes, how about a second song? And I was like, actually, we're a little hungry. I have low blood sugar. And he goes, I found a love for me and just dive right in and follow my... By the way, if this is awkward for you, imagine being in the fucking room, okay? And at this point, I can't hold it in anymore. I'm crying, like laughter that I haven't felt since I saw like my dad fall on a patch of ice that I thought literally like cracked his credit cards in half because he slammed down so hard. He's fine, but he wanted to like put me up for adoption after I laughed that hard. I need everyone in America or everyone who's watching this video to just like close your eyes for a minute and just imagine how unbelievably awkward it is to be sitting in a room with a fucking bridal party and a singing chef singing karaoke for you that you didn't ask for. And the bride-to-be looks at me and she's like, the second song was the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I was like, no. The second song was the gift from the baby Jesus. That's the best thing that ever happened to you because now we can all be an asshole about it. I literally said, please don't, I didn't say, please don't sing that, but I said, I have low blood sugar, which is true, by the way, okay? I have fucking dried bananas and walnuts in my bag. We hadn't drank all day, so we got there stone cold Steve Austin, okay? I am sober as a judge having to sit through the world's longest karaoke performance performance. I needed a drink and I needed food. I said, please don't sing this song. And he went right into Ed Sheeran. Yes, sir, you have a lovely voice. Nobody asked you. And it really is one of those things, like, you gotta fucking ask, do you want a singing presentation before your smoking volcano comes out? My ear's my choice. Like, I'll be coming home, wait for me. Ooh, I was on HET. I get it. You're thinking some fucking bigwig from LA is coming into Palm Springs to have a romantic weekend, and this is your true Hollywood story. They don't even do them anymore, but hopefully someone knows what I'm talking about. I was discovered at a hibachi restaurant because I just kept putting myself out there. That's not what's going to happen. I hate to burst your bubble. I'm the biggest dreamer in the world. That's not going to happen. Clive Davis isn't coming into this hibachi restaurant to discover you. Am I an asshole for thinking this or saying this out loud? I literally speak up for nothing because I hate confrontation. That's why I have this show, because I bottle everything up, and this is me coming uncorked so I can finally get this out of me so I don't like die of some disease from holding all this shit in. It took everything for me to be like, actually, sir, we can't. I'm so sorry. I found a love. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Congratulations, Claire. Claire, the heartbreak coach, found love. And really, her fiance is so great. She's so great. They're so great. And I'm really happy for them. I'm going to go back just so I can see him again. That's honestly how good it was. But it's like, maybe it's never as good as the first time. It won't be.